Hey, it's JP with Central Idaho Mountain Weather. It's January 4th, 2024. Looking at a nice dry but partly sunny skies. We'll have clouds in the mix today. Highs in the mid 30s. There's a big closed low to the south of us that's been mixing up the weather for us. We'll have northwest winds, and tomorrow, chance for isolated snow showers. Not really doing too much. We'll get to the mounts here in a little bit. And similar temperatures, that just a big overall trough system to the south, and winds will pick up from the north and northwest as that trough starts to exit. And then looking ahead, we have a little hit of moisture on Saturday night with 2 to 4 inches in the mountains. But stay tuned for Tuesday. It's looking really good. And picked up some snow last night, mostly 1 to 2 inches. Vienna being the winner out there, and trace of snow in the valley floor. So nothing too crazy. Looking at some webcams, we have a trace of snow at Galena Lodge. You can see by the footprints walking around. Trace out Quigley. Baldy has 1 inch. Don't be fooled by that blown in snow on the left. It's always really important to get an average of the snowboard, not just where the number is. And it's still snowing up at Smiley Creek, a little microclimate up there. Looks like it has stopped to the north though, in near the fish hatchery. And trace of snow down in Ketchum. So if you're wondering if it's normal to be seeing this little amount of snow, we are 50% below normal. Um, so you are right. Looking a little deeper into it, I looked at some numbers. This is for looking at the Upper Snake River, so that's the Wood River side. Black line is where we're currently at, and then I threw in some years that also started out pretty slow, like this 2009, 2010, 2012. So you can see those years start to ramp up right about now, even into the beginning of January. The green line, let's see, like the light green line, not that olive green, is the median that we can go off of just for reference. So similar years are pretty close to the median, but do ramp up in January. And that's about the same for the salmon headwaters on the Sawtooth side. A little bit less, or currently less than what they normally are. So it will start snowing again because I was kind of wondering for a while if winter's ever going to happen. Looking at the satellite infrared, you can see there is some buildup on the west coast that's going to bring in some clouds for today, but not too much, not really any moisture associated with that. Looking at the upper level 500 millibars, looking at the jet stream, you can see this big closed low to the south, and that's going to migrate to the east. And then we're going to be kind of on the edge of this exiting trough, so that's going to bring in those winds, mostly for tomorrow. And it's kind of they're so Pocatello was calling this kind of a transitory ridge. I can see that ridging in place, but we are going to be getting little spurts of moisture. General overall pattern is still this big trough system with the jet stream, that being the jet stream way to the south of us. So really not getting too much out of it. Looking at the HRRR, skip over to the HRRR. Fast forward for today, you can see there's not really much in store for us. It kind of dries up by the time it gets to us until early tomorrow morning. You could start to see some areas of moisture, but really it's going to be looking like first light, having a couple of isolated snow showers around Vienna, Sawtooth, and Galena Pass, and then that quickly filters out. Looking at snow amounts. So this is again for tonight. Slight chance of some trace to ½ inch of snow. A little bit more for Friday. That's that storm we were just talking about, quote unquote storm. And it's kind of dry for Friday night. Saturday, some more snow is going to trickle in with that's other storm that I was talking about, laying down 2 to 4 inches across the area. And looking at this, it looks like it's going to be kind of hard to hit the 4 inch range, but you never know with a little orographic lift and some microclimate. So I'm kind of keeping it a little wider parameters. Looking at the GFS, put this thing in motion. You can see that close low kind of fizzles out as it moves to the east of us, and we'll just have some shortwave energy moving through with that thing on Friday, and then Saturday is looking a little bit better, I guess, with some snow. That's kind of this energy here, that 2 to 4 inches of snow. And then you can see our next kind of trough starts to move in. And so this was kind of what we were hoping to have overhead, this jet stream. But again, it moved to the south of us, just like the last three of them. The good news, the positive news, is we have, as this thing exits and moves to the east, we are going to have the jet stream overhead, and that has been looking pretty good for like the last 4 or 5 days. They've been signaling that we're going to get significant snow on the Tuesday time frame, and that's still looking good. You can see it kind of shifts northwest flow to west flow, and then yet another trough system. Looking at some of the models for that, we're going to start from south and go north. So Soldier, just a couple inches of snow, but then you can see that Tuesday storm looking like a foot of snow there with about an inch of SWE. So that would be pretty amazing. Same story for Sun Valley, a few inches of snow, and then we are looking at a little less, looking like more like 8 would be the high end, 8 inches of snow, but 8 inches would be pretty amazing too. And then Vienna, of course, is going to have a little bit more snow, so we're looking more like a 1.5 feet with 1.2 inches of SWE. That would be a pretty hard hit to the snowpack right now. Definitely going to ramp up that avalanche forecast. And I skipped over Titus. Titus is looking a little less juicy than Vienna, which is kind of usual. It's looking at about a foot with close to an inch of water. So that's really good to see. About 1.5 feet for Bench Lakes area with about an inch of SWE. And then Vienna is probably looking pretty Banner is probably looking pretty similar to Vienna. Yeah, 1.2 inches of SWE, about 1.5 feet of snow. So keep your eyes on Tuesday. That's going to be starting Monday night, really ramping up all through Tuesday into Wednesday morning. We'll keep an eye on that and see if this storm actually happens or not. But I'm feeling good. The models have been kind of claiming this over the last 3 or 4 days, but we still are about 5 days out. So we're just getting into the point where it's becoming more of a reality. Stay tuned.